Welcome, country music and rock and roll music lovers. Tonight we bring you Lucky White and his Dude Ranch Playboys, 5:30 p.m. Monday through Friday on KWKW Radio. That sounded pretty good, huh? That's what it probably would have sounded like back in the 1940s. You know, back in those days, Lucky White was broadcasting from 1946 all the way through the end of 1947. And that was the heyday of radio. You would be listening to his show on a Philco Model 380. You could be in Germany, France, Australia. What could possibly go wrong? I'll be sharing with you what happens when your composition of your song gets placed in a compilation album without your knowledge and without the proper authorization from the family or the artist or the estate of the artist. Which brings us to the case of Lucky White and his Dude Ranch Playboys. He also had another band called the Ponderosa Playboys.
Same kind of thing, except different band members.
So one day, way back, I contacted my uncle, the son of Lucky White, to say, hey, let's go check out his BMI file and put out a release of his entire catalog. You know, kind of like how Hank Williams, Johnny Cash, and Merle Haggard do it. So Ralph got a hold of his nephew Brian, and Brian has a friend named Noelle who works at BMI Nashville, and lo and behold, she found everything for us. She found a dusty old list in the closet with dates, names, and numbers of all the compositions he did from 1946 all the way until 1968. She even directed us toward the correct publisher since it changed hands from Acuff-Rose to Sony Music Publishing. So we got to work and contacted our Sony Music Estates agent over at Sony Music, where we opened up his account, turned in all the proper paperwork and filings so that we could proceed forward with releasing his catalog for the first time in 75 years. Since 1946, if you were counting.
Okay, let's do the numbers. 2021 minus 1946. It equals 75 years. Well, imagine that.
So, just who were the Dude Ranch Playboys in 1946? Let's take a look, shall we? The Dude Ranch Playboys were a 10-piece ensemble. In this photo, there's only 9 members, including Lucky, snapped during their live recording session for his radio show on KWKW. The photo was taken by J. Allen Hawkins, a local Pasadena resident and band member himself. In the center of the photo, we have Leody Jackson, standing up against the wall with his arms crossed, Lucky White with the black hat, white scarf, and black cattleman shirt reading the set list for the night's performance. Next to Lucky is the legendary Cliffy Stone in the white hat, and next to Cliffy is another legend, you guessed it, Bill Garr. He was the program director for KWKW and the voice of the Santa Anita racetrack. So let's take a look at the rest of the band. From left to right, standing up in the back row, is Lucky's bass player. The guy ripped. We just wish we knew his name. And standing next to him is the drummer. He's got his arms crossed. And, you know, drummers always stand next to the bass player, just so you know. We don't know his name either, so if you know his name, let us know in the comments below. Standing next to him is the accordion player, and we don't know his name either. And sitting down next to Leody Jackson is the piano player, and sitting in front reading the set list is one of the lead guitar players. How could we miss those two beauties? They played the violin and the fiddle. And that there is Lucky's ensemble, who recorded some excellent recordings live on the air. That Naggin' Wife of Mine with Leody Jackson, Down and Out Blues, Teddy Bear, and the Jackson Stomp. And let's see here. This session would have been sometime in July of 1946, if you were counting. It wouldn't surprise me that Danny Elfman and his Mystic Knights of the Oingo Boingo found inspiration and influence in Lucky White's Dude Ranch Playboys.
Maybe he did, maybe he didn't.
Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Inspiration and influence, that's right where we're going. Let's take a look at Collector Records. Now these boys are from the Netherlands. Holland, the Netherlands, Dutch, cheese, wooden shoes, and windmills. Oh, and they're below sea level, so they're excellent makers of what they call aqueducts and dams and holding back the ocean. Pretty awesome group of people. I was on tour there back in back in 93. The Netherlands, I love the cheese, but what I found fascinating was all the girls have the best legs on planet Earth. Why? They all ride bicycles. Well, anyway, Collector Records is also White Label Records, and they put out 11 compilation albums with Lucky White's music laced in between the matrices, however you pronounce it. So that was 10, and this makes 11. 11. The doozy whopper, bippity boppity booper, the blunder. Yeah, this one's the old flim flam routine they've got going on over there in the Netherlands. Yeah, the good old Miller brothers, those pesky Miller brothers, they're always trying to steal something somehow, some way. And let's take a look as we go down the rabbit hole and check out one of the most blatant copyright infringement cases yet to be a case, because I haven't sent it to the lawyer yet. But let's take a look at this. As we zoom in closer, we're gonna focus on the song One of Your Lies. It was written by Lucky White and Bill Tanner in 1953. Released on the 4-Star record label, featuring Bill Taylor with Lucky White and his band. Now, we all know who Lucky White and his band is. It's the Dude Ranch Playboys, but for space purposes, it's and his band. Plus, he was already well established and well known anyway, so that's why they would shorten up the type like that. So it's not a Miller Brothers song. It's a Lucky White and his band song featuring Bill Taylor. And traveling further down the rabbit hole, we're going to head over to Discogs and check out the Miller Brothers and their discography. And we scroll down and we zoom in, we get closer, and there it is, plain as day, One of Your Lies, written by Lucky White and Bill Tanner. How is that possible? As we look at the BMI repertoire for Lucky White, we'll see that he in fact is the writer-composer of One of Your Lies with his friend Bill Tanner. And in the Copyright Office, the public catalog, we'll see here that, One of Your Lies is also by Lucky White and Bill Tanner. And this is basically the recorded document. It's not the PAU file registration form that you can see. You dig deeper, you can find it with this form here. So as we keep moving along over to YouTube, we can see here that it's claimed by the Miller Brothers, One of Your Lies, on the Boppin Hillbilly Series, by the Orchard Music Group on behalf of Synergy OMP. As we move on to the next Miller Brothers topic, you'll see that this one here is Miller Brothers with White Tanner credited, released back in 2012, 9 years ago. Wow, I wonder what the revenue is on that. And right below that, we have Music Publisher, 4-star sales. Bam! And there it is, plain as day, with everything you need to know. It's a Lucky White song and his band. Well, who's his band? Oh, it's the Dude Ranch Playboys. But wait, there's more.
I.
It always gets worse before it gets better, and sure shitting enough, One of Your Lies once again appears on the Miller Brothers. This one's called The Alligator Rag, released by Collector Records in the Netherlands. Only this time, One of Your Lies appears on the Apple Music platform. Just check this crap out. And over on Pandora, where One of Your Lies magically appears. And on this platform, they give composer credits and lyricist credits to both White and Tanner. Well, how nice of them. It still doesn't make it a Miller Brothers song at all. Zip, zilch, zero, nada. Hey, I know. Let's check Spotify. Oh, and as we look closer, sure shitting enough, One of Your Lies, the Miller Brothers, Bill Taylor. It's a Lucky White song and his band. White Tanner, 4-star Records, featuring none other than Bill Taylor. And just when you thought it was all over, another Boppin Hillbilly Series with the Miller Brothers. They obviously loved the song so much they had to steal it, hide it, and call it their own. But who was responsible for this? It wasn't really the Miller Brothers, now was it? It had to be some outside, unscrupulous character from the Netherlands. And we'll get to that in a moment. Let's check this out. Over on Discogs, from the Boppin Hillbilly Series, Volume 13, released in 1990, this one has not just One of Your Lies, but the flip side of the original by Lucky White and his band called Yo-Yo Heart. Let's take a look and scroll down and see what we can find. As we scroll down, sorry for the quality, but hey man, quality this, quality that. Oh, look, Yo-Yo Heart and One of Your Lies. This is just getting more absurd and starting to become really insulting. To put the narrator through such insults is just ridiculous, but I'll carry on. Here we go. All right, picking myself up, dusting myself off as we move forward. Both songs, Yo-Yo Heart and One of Your Lies, were never authorized by Lucky White, his family estate, or his publisher, Acuff-Rose. This means that all recordings by Lucky White were unauthorized, including analog and digital masters. They were unauthorized. Both songs have never been licensed to anyone, including anyone overseas calling themselves the White Label Records, based in Beierland, Holland. And of course, Yo-Yo Heart was written by Lucky White and Bill Tanner. And there's a close-up view moving right along to the next image. And it's interesting that Yo-Yo Heart isn't up on all the platforms being claimed by other people like One of Your Lies is. But it's certainly a Lucky White and his band composition in the public catalog on the Copyright Office, as you see here, registered in the Copyright Office as a White Tanner composition. And it was an Acuff-Rose at the time. Now it's Sony Music Publishing. So how is it that it appeared on the Miller Brothers Boppin Hillbilly Series, as we see here on this album, and then again on this album, and finally this album with One of Your Lies and Yo-Yo Heart? Just what is it with the Boppin Hillbilly Series? Who are they? We've never heard of them. And our family has been in the music business for 75 years. Well, I decided to dig a little deeper and found their webpage and their email, and their webpage was down and missing, and their email came back to me undeliverable. And with that, I drew my own conclusion and thought, well, this must be one of those pesky international copyright infringement cases. The kind you read about in New Wave magazines.
We don't have the answers to your questions, but how in the heck is this possible? Just when you thought it was over. It's the never-ending stupid story. Tuesday, August 29th, 2017. Cease Klopp, the founder of White Label Collector Records, Dutchman Cease Klopp, has passed away this weekend. Klopp, who began collecting rock and roll records in the 1960s, released countless LPs and CDs on his labels, traveled more than once to the US to track down forgotten artists, and unearthed recordings that would have sunk without into obscurity otherwise. Klopp was a controversial figure in the collector scene. He often edited recordings to present them as alternative takes, gave at times wrong info on his LP back covers. Much has been said about him, but without him, the world surely would miss a lot of great music.
Let me get this straight. He unearthed recordings that would have sunk without into obscurity? Okay, fair enough. But you left out unauthorized manufacturing, reproduction, and distribution.
And that also applies to unauthorized digital masters and analog masters. He often edited recordings to present them as alternate takes, gave at times wrong info on his LP back covers.
Well, that explains that. That's how Lucky White's music ended up on all 3 Miller Brothers albums. And here we have another unauthorized release by the Boppin Hillbilly Series by Mr. Klopp, where he did an alternate take by mudding up Lucky's song, Flour, Lard, Coffee, Sugar. He put it through equalizers and pitch control and changed it up a little bit using multi-layered filters, etc., so on and so forth. This was released in 1989 when Lucky White was 66 years old, and he had no idea. No one ever told him about it. I think he would have really have liked to have known. He never received a phone call or any contact and was busy struggling with cancer. His battle would end in 1997 when cancer would take him at 73 years old. It's kind of a sad story. And to be honest with you, Mr. Klopp gave a pretty good review on the backside of the album here. He did a good job at what he was doing, even though it was unscrupulous. We're just glad he didn't hide it on another Miller Brothers album, because nothing sounds more better and crispier than the original. And just for good measure, I decided to check out this Texas a la Mode LP album. I'm not sure what it is, but as I dug into this one, well, guess what I found? Hidden within the lines of a Terry Fell compilation is Jackson Stomp by Lucky White. And guess who? The Dude Ranch Playboys. Wow, man, these guys are so good. They're like Led Zeppelin before Led Zeppelin in the 1940s. Well, we dig a little deeper, and we find the Down and Out Blues by Lucky White and the Dude Ranch Playboys. Hiding within that pesky Terry Fell compilation on Spotify, unauthorized by we don't know whom. But we'll find out eventually, because we're going to have to issue a takedown order.
Wow, man, this is so flattering and insulting at the same time. How is that possible?
Insulting? Did someone say insulting? I'll tell you what's insulting. Discogs. From the moment I showed up on Discogs, I was threatened, harassed, and attacked for a period of about 48 hours. I was there to simply clarify, update, and control all the imperfections, all the stuff that was wrong. He didn't have his picture. I posted his picture. They took it down, told me to read the guidelines. So I put his birthplace of Telephone, Texas. They took it down, told me to read the guidelines. I wasn't doing it right. I added his website. They took it down. I put it back up. They told me to read the guidelines. They told me they were going to vote me off. They told me they were going to kick me off, kick me out. I wasn't allowed. Nobody was helpful at all. I finally had to ask Lucky's daughter, Linda, to go up there and put the picture. She did. She made sure that his birthplace was up there. That was good. But there's only one EP. It's all wrong. All of it is completely wrong. Yeah, we scroll down and take a look around, and he's only got one single. I'm gonna hang it up. How fitting. As we take a closer look, everything on here is completely wrong. Releases, singles, EPs, credits, vocals, writing arrangements, acting and literary spoken, completely wrong. So what do? I notify Lucky's son, Lucky Jr., and what does he do? He goes on Discogs to try and fix his father's music catalog. What do? They ban him and take him completely off of Discogs. So what do? I go online and I get banned for trying to fix and correct all the imperfections of Lucky White's music database. So the legendary country western recording artist Lucky White's Discogs is completely trashed. Lucky's son goes to fix it and he's kicked off and censored and banned. Lucky's grandson goes on there and tries to fix everything and he's kicked off, censored, and banned. We're not allowed to submit releases to Discogs regarding our own music catalog that we control on behalf of the late, great Lucky White. Who's responsible? For 48 hours, I was threatened, harassed, and told I'd be kicked off of the platform by this person, O.P. Diner. So what did I do? I went online and went to private message and went and private messaged this guy and gave him a piece of my mind. It took 48 hours for me to break. This is what I said. You effectively destroyed every accurate upload of my grandfather's music catalog, his writing credits, composing credits. You didn't help us. You didn't give us time to correct our uploads. You are a effing a-hole. Now, I said this in private, in a private message, and I knew who I was dealing with and what I was dealing with, and I got exactly what I called it. An effing a-hole. Here's his reply.
I think we can all agree that you are too stupid to understand what Discogs is. An imbecile, a half-wit. In 20 years here, you are the dumbest person I've encountered. A moron. The entries are correct now, and your grandfather is included properly in the database. We showed him respect, whereas you didn't. One imagines that he's looking at his idiot grandson, embarrassed by what a dumbfuck he is. Bye. Well, Raw 420 was 100% correct. O.P. Diner really was a effing a-hole. It's pretty funny, O.P. Diner warned Raw 420, voted him out, told them they were gonna kick him out. But before they did, Raw 420 got his last lick in and exposed O.P. Diner for what he really is. 20 years of playing with other people's music. And he was successful in having Lucky White's son and grandson removed from the platform. Wow! What a guy.
We'll be sending this off to the boys downtown at the lab, the attorneys, and maybe they'll get them reinstated as soon as possible.
Well, that's impressive.
On March 11th, 2021, I uploaded the Lucky White, Bill Taylor, One of Your Lies from 1953 with permission and authorization from Lucky's son, who controls his father's catalog through Sony Music Publishing. 30 days would pass and we won the copyright claim. I disputed it. Right now there are no restrictions, free and clear, and that's a good thing. Lucky's son was very happy. He's in the White Nichols band over up on SoundCloud. And without him, you're not going to get yourself a authorized digital master or analog master for anything. So with his blessing, I uploaded it. This time, for the second time, demonstrating a video on the Audio Technica high-quality turntable back on May 15th, and you'll never guess what happened. We get hit for the second time, another copyright claim on the song One of Your Lies. It was uploaded as an official release and claimed by the Orchard. 30 days would pass, and the Orchard refused to release the dispute. So now it appears we have a fraudulent copyright owner claiming a fraudulent claim on the copyrights we own, and we had to file an appeal as we're stricken with restrictions regarding a copyright claim. Unfortunately, all fingers are pointing in this direction. When you're unauthorized, you can collect. And when you collect, you can be unauthorized. We'd have to do more research on the Orchard music on behalf of Synergy OMP, where we found out that they're nowhere to be found on the internet. I fired off an email on March 13th of 2021 establishing the proper copyright ownership of the composition called One of Your Lies. Then I visited their webpage and filed a claim there. Well, you guessed it again, for that song called One of Your Lies. The Orchard thanked me for contacting them, and the message was successfully sent. They said they'd get back to me as soon as possible.
As soon as possible? It's been over 3 months already.
And back over on SoundCloud with the White Nichols Band, with Lucky White's son. I just call him Lucky White Jr. Anyway, he got dinged with a copyright claim as well for the same song. We disputed it, and they gave us some fantastic information. Let's read it. We've had a look, and it appears that the Orchard may have delivered this master recording as part of a compilation. The track appears on part of an album called Boppin Hillbilly Series, where they include the UPC code as well. How about that?
Well, the great folks over at SoundCloud got a hold of us, and they sent us another email and said that we have looked into this further, and we can see that the Orchard has delivered this content to Audible Magic's catalog. Audible Magic is a third-party content ID system that we use in conjunction with our own. Because this is a third-party system, we have no visibility into how they come to deliver this product, the date of delivery, or what rights they are asserting. Based on the information provided here, we have reinstated this track, and it should be available on the account shortly. We recommend getting in touch with the Orchard if you wish to discuss further how they come to deliver this content. They would also be the proper party to issue a takedown if needed to avoid running into these issues again on other platforms.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we won on the SoundCloud platform. Congratulations to Lucky White and his family. But the Orchard hasn't replied in over 3 months. It appears that the Orchard is playing kick the can. So with that, we'll be forwarding this information to our entertainment attorneys. And we can't forget these guys. We'll thank them for their hunting and collecting and their distributing, manufacturing, and reproducing, while thinking so highly of Bill Tanner and Lucky White's composition. Lucky White and his band did a great job with this song, and what a great job by their special guest vocalist, Bill Taylor.
Well, I'll be a ring-necked son of a sock-egg screwdriver.